Hello everyone, it's Jaden. Welcome back to another Student Pager Spotlight session. Today we are joined by Madison Skyy Polan. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I am very, very good, Madison. So, I do want to talk first of all about your new film Buddy that's coming out, where you play the character Hannah. That
Mhm.
is an incredible role to have landed. It is alongside Michael Shannon, Keegan-Michael Key. There's some huge names in that series, in the film, sorry. How do you feel about the role that you've landed there? Are there any sort of similarities between yourself and the character? How do you feel about it?
It's great. She's such a great character. We are very similar in ways. We are dramatic. We are fun, full of excitement, and we love to dance. And we get scared. Yeah, easily.
Nice. Yeah, no, it sounds like an absolutely amazing film to be a part of. And can you sort of share any, details about the storyline? What sort of drew you to the script? Are you allowed to say anything, or is it a bit under wraps at the minute?
I can say a few things. Yeah. Buddy is about a kid's TV show where everything's fun. There's all dancing and singing. And then until something goes wrong and a kid tweaks something in Buddy's mind, and everything goes downhill after that. But yeah, they adventure a lot through different places, and it's great. Yeah, it that drew me to the script, how it's so unique and scary and very different.
Yeah, I've never heard anything like that. It sounds very, very fun and out there. And obviously, you're working with some very big names on that. Like Michael Shannon, I'm a massive fan of. I really enjoyed him as Zod in Superman. And then you've also got Keegan-Michael Key, Toad and Mario. It's like, what was that like for you, working with really talented people there?
It was so amazing seeing them and meeting all of them. They were so nice and such great people.
Oh, that's wonderful. And so when you go for a role then, are there any sort of characters that you specifically look for, or do you sort of like to, challenge yourself and go for anything that's thrown at you?
Yeah, I'm set up for a challenge. Yeah, I love doing any role. I'm free to do any different types of roles, even if they're challenges or they're similar to me. I'm just all in for that.
Ah, that's awesome. So obviously, being me, I really wanted to talk about this. Like I mentioned before we got on the interview, I am the world's biggest Despicable Me fan. I don't even think that
Same.
is up for debate. No, honestly. So you play Agnes in Despicable Me 4. Could you just tell us about how did that even come about? How did you get the call for that character, and has it helped you steer, the roles that you kind of want to go for in the future?
Oh, I first got the call when I was in my bedroom talking with my friend, and my parents went in. They're like, "You got the call!" I was screaming. I was so excited. I feel so lucky to have that role, and it it was a successful, popular movie, and it got me more opportunities. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say because that is an absolutely massive franchise, and again, you got to work with some amazing people. Maybe I don't know actually if you worked with them in person, but again, like Steve Carell, for example. Did you have any run-ins with people like Steve? And if so, what was that like?
Um, it it's just a great experience seeing them, and it's so amazing see like having these opportunities to get these roles and seeing all of these great amazing people.
Yeah, no, obviously. I mean, that's got to be, I wouldn't know, but that's got to be mind-blowing. And with Agnes as well, it's an interesting role, isn't it? Because Agnes is a character that's been passed down per
Yeah.
film. A lot of, I think most of the Despicable Me films have had a different, actress playing Agnes. So for a role like that, was it tricky sort of trying to mimic a voice rather than make it your own? How did that differ to taking on a regular role?
It was I watched all of the Despicable Me movies and learned how their voice goes and how they say it and their tone. And when I recorded it, it was easy to deliver it, and I'm much similar to Agnes, and that time when I was recording it, we had very similar voices.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say I can hear it in you even now. It's like the Agnes comes through all the time. I've got to say that's no, honestly, I mean that is just an absolutely massive achievement. And again, to be part of such an incredible legacy, just a massive well done to you. I think that's incredible.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. So obviously we're student pages, so we like to try and give advice to sort of younger people who want to go into different sort of careers. So for you, do you have any advice as to how people can break into, the acting industry and the voice acting industry? Do you have any tips?
Yeah. Don't don't give up. You're gonna audition a lot, and you may not get a lot of roles, but you gotta be hardworking, and if you don't get it, just move on to the next audition. And my main thing is don't be afraid to show who you really are.
Yeah, of course, because that's important, isn't it? I think people like a bit of being genuine. I think that can really get you a long way, especially in an industry that's so focused on people that are able to express themselves in different ways and interpret that. No, absolutely. And like you said, every single role you're going to go to an audition, and that can be extremely scary. So for you personally, how do you deal with the nerves when going into an audition?
It's I do get nervous. I just hope for the best, and if I don't get the audition, there's gonna be a lot of more auditions, and but if I do, just make the most of it. Treat every single audition and your best.
Yeah, yeah, of course. You gotta give it your all every single time. So, for you then, are there any actors or actresses that you look up to in particular? Has there been any that you've watched them in and thought, "Oh, I really want to do something similar to what they're doing"?
Yes, there's a couple, but I I love Meryl Streep. She's someone who I really look up to in acting. She's so talented. She's such a great actress, and she's brave, and she really expresses herself. And if she has challenging roles or anything, she just expresses her all, and it's I love that about her.
No, and the thing with Meryl Streep as well is that it's not only a talent, she's also just a wonderful person.
Yeah.
You don't hear anyone saying that she's been mean on set or anything like that.
Yeah.
Everyone has something wonderful to say about her, and I'm sure you'll agree. It's so important to just be nice in this industry. It's like that, like we said, it will get you so far compared to people who are mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just in general, then, what do you think the challenges are of being an actor? What are the things that you think people generally struggle with, but also what do you think some of the good things that come out of it can be?
Um, well, something that I struggle with is when I'm finished filming and you have to say goodbye to everyone on the set, and you have to say goodbye to the cast, the crew, and you've been working with them like let's say if you're on a movie and you just finished filming and that's a wrap, and then everybody has to go, and it's so sad just to say goodbye to everyone when you knew them like for a month or like weeks.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's got to be heartbreaking, because again, I think when you're working with people that are your own age, it's like you have the ability to keep in touch and just remain friends. But then when it's with people who are completely different age to you, it's like, well, what's the excuse, to keep in touch? So yeah, it's got to be kind of sad. But I'm sure you've kept in touch with the best people, right?
Yeah, I do.
As you should. So, for you then, what is the dream role and what is the dream set? If you could pluck anything out of the sky, what would that be for you personally?
For the set, it would be Buddy. It was such an amazing experience, filled with positive energy. Casper Kelly made me feel comfortable and made the set fun. And also, Anna Kathleen, she made the set look magical and real. And they made a lot of friends. Yeah, and Delaney, Tristan, CJ, and Luke. They're just such talented actors, and I, I'm, it's just so sad that we have to say goodbye. We had to say goodbye.
Mm. No, as I say, it's heartbreaking, isn't it? I can only imagine. But you mentioned the set there, and it's actually got me thinking about a film like Buddy. Yeah, I think in an age where we have so much CGI and things, I didn't
Yeah.
even consider that the set for that film must have been mind-blowing, with all the. I mean, what was that like?
It was so amazing. Like when I walked in for the set, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is like I'm literally in a kid's TV show. It's like a whole different world there, and it's I wish I could see it again.
Yeah, I don't know if you know. Do you know Lazy Town?
Oh, I heard of it, but I never watched it.
When I was a kid, that was a show that was on a lot, and the entire sort of surrounding and set of that was all very, colorful and again
Mhm.
looked like a cartoon, but it was set in real life. So yeah, that's sort of what I'm picturing in my head here, and I think, oh, that's got to be crazy to walk around and think, oh, this
Um,
is real.
like, wait a minute, am I in like the movie or like this is like real? It's
No,
amazing.
am I animated right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's got to be so fun. And something else I'm curious about as well, because obviously you've done both in-person acting and voice acting as well. How would you say those differ? Do you sort of have a different process to prepare yourself for voice acting compared to acting, or do you think they're quite similar?
Yeah, for me it's quite similar. I just um yeah, I prepare it's easy for me because I love acting and yeah.
Yeah. No, again, it's important, isn't it, to have that passion and have that love
Yeah.
for what you do. And again, I think, yeah, that's just absolutely massive priority when you're in the industry that you're in. So, of everything you've done so far, because obviously you're still incredibly young, but you've done so much already, what would you say so far has been your proudest achievement of everything that you've done?
I would say being in movies and be able to be an actress while also doing good in school and being a good daughter and good sister all at the same time.
I mean, it's got to be difficult, hasn't it? I talk to a lot of younger people about balancing school and working as an actor because I don't think people realize that that is something that people have to do. You can't just score a role and then abandon education. So how do you do that? How do you balance school and acting?
I do homeschool. It's more easy, but I do good in school and I learn like I balance it out. I do education and also acting, and it seems easier for me to do both of those, like multitasking.
Yeah, no, I mean you do an incredible job. I know I wouldn't be able to do it, believe me. So look, Madison, I have one last question for you, right? And this one is directly from me because I just had to ask it. I'm burning to ask. Have you played the Minion Rush mobile game?
No, I haven't. No.
No. You need to play that game. It is so much fun. And Agnes is in there, so you can play it and
Oh,
you can say, "Oh, that's me."
okay. Yeah. Yeah, I'll look at it.
There you go, brilliant. I've indoctrinated another person into my Minion Rush circle. So, Madison, that is every single question I've got for you. Thank you ever so much for
Thank
joining me. It's been an absolute pleasure, and I know that everyone who's watching this is going to be so happy that I've been able to talk to you because, again,
you.
I've got a lot of Despicable Me fans watching, my content, so I think they're going to blow up at this.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
Of course.